Welcome back to Caught on Camera. I'm Contessa Brewer. Going with the flow is usually a good thing, but not when it sends your dreams downriver. When disaster strikes a lakeside resort, no one is prepared for the tragedy that unfolds. June 9, 2008. A massive flood destroys a community and washes homes down the Wisconsin River.
I thought, there's just no way. That can't happen here. I remember when the rooftops went through, I was like, it was surreal. I couldn't believe it.
Almost like it was a nightmare that we were pinching ourselves hoping we'd wake up. I mean, we were in a state of shock. We just could not believe that it was happening.
It's the height of summer tourist season in the Wisconsin Dells, a Midwestern resort area famous for its water parks and boating.
Since I was a kid, we've been going to the Dells, Big Chief, all those water parks and stuff.
The Dells also attract people in search of a quieter pace of life year-round.
We wanted to find the perfect setting for a home, which we did.
Tim and Liz Fromm built their family's dream home on picturesque Lake Delton and raised their 3 young children on its shores.
The entire family just absolutely loved boating, resonated very well with what we wanted to do, and very relaxing, peaceful. So to me and my family, it was the ultimate spot to live.
But their peaceful sanctuary is disrupted on Sunday, June 8th. The Fromms notice the lake levels are rising in front of their house.
We've never seen the lake level really rise more than 3 or 4 inches.
But it's not a complete surprise. For a week, the entire region has been inundated with rain. Normally, Lake Delton's water level is regulated through nearby dams, but so much continuous rain catches everyone off guard, and the lake water is rising so quickly that the Fromms decide to take action by sandbagging their waterfront.
We started getting sand delivered because we were concerned, obviously, for our home because it just kept getting higher and higher. Kids were having a blast. They were playing in the water as it was coming up and stuff.
It's fun and games for the kids, but Liz and Tim fear the lake water will flood their home.
The worst that we thought would happen was that maybe the lower level would flood, but just had a sick feeling all day long.
About midnight, I remember the sand kind of came over that wall and it reached our patio like within minutes.
The time that we decided to evacuate was, I think, sometime around 1:30 a.m. on Monday morning.
When the Fromms return by daylight, it's an alarming scene. The lake water has found its own exit route. It's flowing over the lake shores and downhill across the county highway. It's a serious turn of events, but could be good news for the Fromms.
Tim said, I think we might be okay because now it might take the water away from our home.
But so much fast-flowing water has the force of a raging locomotive, and the highway starts to crumble beneath its momentum.
5,000-pound pieces were falling into a creek that was newly created between the river and the lake.
The lake water cuts a giant gorge through the earth, joining Lake Delton to the nearby Wisconsin River. Philip White is watching from the shore and begins documenting the catastrophe from a safe distance across the lake.
There goes that big one. Wow.
Just when it looks like things can't get much worse, the unthinkable happens.
There was a house I was watching from across the river. The water went around that house, took out this big, huge pine tree that was in front of it, and then took out the house. Oh man, that's just unbelievable, that water going. There it goes.
Holy cow. Unbelievable.
Oh my God. Once they tipped in, then, they'd hold together for a little bit, but then they'd get caught up in the chasm of water rushing down there and just bust apart.
Onlookers watch helplessly as the unforgiving waters eat away at the land beneath neighboring homes, exposing their foundations and leaving the houses with nothing to stand on, suspended above the swirling waters.
It turned into like a level 5 rapids. I mean, it was unbelievable with the whirlpooling effect and just how quickly that the water was moving, and that you had large land masses falling in, you had trees falling in, you had homes falling in. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable.
was extremely upset because now I saw the first two houses go through the gorge, and ours was like the next house in line.
It's a wrenching scene with their beloved house teetering on the edge of the shore. The Fromms leave to spare themselves from seeing what happens. Soon after, the cherished family home, built with care from the ground up, slips into the water intact and floats downriver as if weightless, before disappearing into the churning mud and rapids. The Fromms are not alone. Their neighbors, the Kubiniks, are away when they get news their vacation home is in danger.
My neighbors called me and told me the house might go down.
The house breaks in half. Hours later, the Kubiniks arrive to an unimaginable scene.
Everything was gone. House was gone, everything.
In a mere 4 hours, Lake Delton is completely drained dry, the entire body of water coursing into the lower-lying Wisconsin River. The event upends the billion-dollar local industry that's based on the lake, shutting down resort areas and other businesses. For people whose hopes and retirement plans are tied to the area, the devastation couldn't be worse.
Not only did we lose the home, our land, and all of our possessions, we really had to start over from every perspective possible.
Rebuilding efforts begin soon after the massive flood, and within a year the lake is full and businesses reopen. The area where the Fromms and others lost their homes is once again a lovely waterfront.
This whole area is a new bay. It's now become the deepest part of the lake, and that's where everyone's homes were.
Fortunately, no one was in any of the houses that sank and no lives were lost. But for the homeowners, sustaining such a painful personal and financial blow, it will take a long time to recover.
When you lose it, you've lost it forever, and you'll never get it back.
Here it goes. Holy cow. Unbelievable.